You clicked this video, so you must be in the market for a cap press. If that's true, well, this is the perfect video for you. How you guys doing? My name is Stan Banks from T-Shirt Side Hustle, and I help people start t-shirt businesses from home, wherever you're at. And today, I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the Heat Press Station Signature Series cap press right after the intro. So before I hop into this unboxing video, I just want to give you guys some information. First and foremost, if you need videos like this or you need to learn more education about the heat press business, make sure you subscribe and click that bell notification because I make videos like this all the time. And yes, I mean all the time. Secondly, down in the description below, you'll find affiliate links to this product and many, many more, which let them know that I sent you, gives me a little bit of commission so I can keep these videos rolling. And I appreciate everybody who's ordered through my affiliate links so far. You allowed me to keep this bad boy rolling and not go look for another 9-to-5 job. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's get right to this unboxing. All right, so let's get right to this unboxing. Got my T-Shirt Side Hustle weeder here. Crack this bad boy's tape. Some multi-purpose weed. Open boxes. Do whatever you need to do. All right. Woo. Now, this box is real small. It's actually bigger than I would expect for a cap press. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah. A lot of foam around. This is something new. They got an extra, I'm guessing this is an extra fuse in here, which is a good thing. So if the fuse blows, I don't know if you guys ran into that problem where your fuse blows, you would pop this bad boy in just like a car fuse. If your dashboard lights or something go out, you pop a new fuse in. So they gave you a replacement fuse, which is pretty cool. I'm going to keep this inside the box, though. A lot of little styrofoam that got chipped, I guess. So this is going to make a huge mess. Put these over there for right now. All right, get it. Pop this back in here. Whew. Styrofoam everywhere, just shooting up. All right, so all right, let's see what we got here. Wrapped in plastic. Look at me, all over the place. I'm going to sweep up, but nonetheless, all right, we got wrapped up in plastic. Get my scissors out. Just gonna pop some of this. This thing has me super excited because I've been waiting to get into the signature series of heat presses, and just looking at this bad boy, I can just tell how well it's built. And obviously, this is their top line over at Heat Press Station, and I just can look at this one after handling all these different heat presses and tell how well it is built, from the metal to just the look and the finish of it. Everything is like super clean, and I'm super excited to get into this series of heat presses, which is next up, because I'm pretty much wrapping up the entry-level presses. But I would still consider this to be an entry-level hat press because of the way it's priced. But obviously, it's going to be one of the better presses. All right? So, let's take a look at what we got here. Obviously, we got our control panel right here where we can, turn up the temperature, turn it down. All right? I really don't like a lot of exposed cords. I wish I didn't have to have an exposed cord. I like it when everything is inside the press, but it's something that obviously it's just like a personal preference. It doesn't really matter, but me personally, I just feel like when things are exposed, more things are bound to happen. But obviously, this stuff can be replaced and probably swapped out with those guys by doing it this way, and it's something that you could do if, I don't know, say your heating element was bad. They could probably just send you a replacement heating element where they can pop, and you'll be ready to go. So that's one good thing. So this right here is a clamp to make sure your hat stays down and tight on the press. I got my hats that we're gonna press up today here. We're gonna press up 2 with some patches, and we'll show you how. So basically you will pop this down, all right, push this down, as lever comes up, you pop your hat around it, all right, and it holds your hat tight. And this is really, really needed, because if not, if I don't use this piece here, when I try to go press the hat and I try to lay my stuff down, it'll move and not stay tight and flat the way that you need it to be. So I would say this is definitely something that is needed. So when you get a hat press, I've seen some that didn't have it, some of the cheaper ones, but mostly nowadays most of them do have it. So you're gonna want to make sure you got some type of clamp to hold your hat down in place, which is a good thing. Now you guys know what's up next. Got to get the sniff test going. Let's see. This bad boy smells like a brand new haircut. Yeah. So you get your fresh cut, or if you don't, you press up your hat, pop your hat on, and you good to go. So this bad boy, yeah, smells like a brand new haircut, fresh out the barbershop and ready to go for the weekend. All right, so we've unboxed it. You guys know what's next. We got to get it up on the table, get this heat press out the way, and go ahead and put it to the test. So I'm going to get to that right now. We got this bad boy all plugged in. Let's take a look here. You guys know how I feel about this. It also comes with our satisfaction guarantee from Heat Press Nation and our guide. Their guides pretty much cover all of their presses in one single booklet, so it's no big deal there. I don't read them. You guys should definitely check it out, see what your warranty's about, different things like that. All right, so like I said, we got our control panel here. We got it all plugged up directly into the wall, and we're just gonna switch it on. Okay, we get this off sign, so I'm not sure. Okay, we gotta set it. So here's Fahrenheit. I just hit the OK button, set the Fahrenheit. We're gonna set it to 320 degrees. We're gonna hit OK, and we're gonna set it for 15 seconds. Just hit the down button, hit OK, and we get a low sign. All right, I'm not sure. Okay, so low, I'm guessing low just means that the temperature is low. Okay, so what I need to do now is start the stopwatch. And today I'm going to be using my computer because I don't have a second phone. So I'm going to hit the start button on the stopwatch, and we're going to see how long this bad boy takes to warm itself up. We got it all warmed up. It took about 6 minutes and 11 seconds to heat up, which is good. If I was going to bet, I would have bet somewhere around 6 minutes, 30 seconds, 7 minutes. I should have said that before I actually turned it on and filmed it. But nonetheless, you know what's up next. We got to check the temperature of this bad boy. Right now, it's fluctuating. I'm not sure exactly why it's not sitting at 320. Obviously, heat presses turn themselves on and turn themselves back off. But it's reading at 324, and we actually have it set at 320. Not a big deal to me, but I'm sure it's probably going to go up and down and fluctuate a little bit. But let's go ahead and check to see what it's reading at. So I'm going to do the the left side first. And it is set at 319 right here. And on the right side, I'm showing 320. Dead smack middle, I'm at 326. So it's a little bit of a range right there. But again, like I said, I want it to be within 10 degrees. And it looks pretty good as far as that goes. So today I have 2 hats for you guys that I'm going to press up, actually using a heat press patch. Okay, and a lot of you guys are gonna want to know about these patches, so if you stay tuned to the end, so after the outro, I'll talk to you guys about these patches a little bit more and what I have in store for you guys coming up in the future here. Okay, so look at it again. It dropped back down to 320, so it's gonna fluctuate a little bit. We can check the readings and make sure you get yourself a temperature gun. You can pretty much purchase these from anywhere that you buy heat press materials from. I'm actually going to put a link down in the description. Also, you can just find one on Amazon as well. And just a little sidebar. One time I said something about a temperature gun, and they basically said, somebody said and commented back to me that, well, you know, how do you know your temperature gun is accurate? All right, we got to trust something, right? So, you know, it could be off. We're going to assume that this is correct. And the heat press, we're going to use it to gauge our heat press. I mean, obviously, we can go put it up against the oven or whatever it is. Something has to be trusted to give you a correct temperature. And I'd rather trust one of these bad boys, which are made to do it, rather than just the heat presses, especially the cheaper heat presses. The higher end ones like this, but you just want to make sure that you're using something to test your temperature, especially if you're having problems. If you're not having problems and you don't have a temperature gun, then just keep going, doing what you're doing. Don't waste no money. But if you ever run into some problems, the first thing you want to do is purchase one of these bad boys. So, like I said, I'm going to be doing a heat press patch today. And I designed this a while ago, and it's just it's a logo flip from the veterans. So this just says retired HBCU student, which is a historically black college student. Okay, so right here we have a Yupong Army Fatigue dad cap, okay, with a metal buckle. All right, so again, what we're gonna do is gonna hit our latch, okay, and we're gonna position our hat right where we want it. Okay, I'm just gonna test it here. You see that? All right, I wanna make sure the cap and the bill is hanging off of the edge of my cap. Okay, with this right here, I could put it on here and I could just take my chance in pressing it down just straight away like this. But what I'm actually gonna do is reach up here and make everything fall. But not really. I'm going to get myself some heat tape. You can grab this heat tape wherever you buy your supplies from. But also, again, I'll drop a link down in the description for an Amazon link and maybe some other links from my other affiliates. All right? So I'm going to just pull a piece of heat tape because I want to make sure that this bad boy stays in place and it's not on like a carrier sheet like vinyl is or anything like that. So I'm going to take my tape. And I'm going to make sure I'm positioning it where I want it. Boom. All right. And now this heat tape won't transfer any residue onto your hat. And it'll hold your heat transfer in place the same as it does with sublimation. I got to move a little bit faster. I didn't get a super long piece, so I got to move a little bit faster. But tape it down. All right. Now we're going to press. Let the timer go. I'm probably going to do it again and increase the pressure a little bit. I haven't touched any of that so far, but I think I want to, so I'm going to probably see once this is done. It's actually on here. It's actually on here pretty good. So, boom. Hold my heat tape off to the side. I'm used to the other one where it was a flip switch, so push the knob down, release my hat, and let's take a look. Look at that bad boy on there. It's on there. I want to just add some more pressure, like I said. And with things like hats and stuff like that, you don't have to really necessarily worry about, like, sometimes, you know, you may be pressing a hat. You can go to a little bit of a lower temperature for a little bit of less time, especially if you're using, like, different vinyls like Caesar and stuff, because hats aren't going into the wash on a consistent basis. So you can take something that is a 320 press, and you can go ahead for 15 seconds, and you can go ahead and press it for at maybe a 300 or 295 degree temperature for, you know, maybe 10 seconds, because hats aren't going into the wash often. So in order to increase my pressure, I'm just going to spin this knob a little bit. And let's see where we are. Sometimes I actually like to go ahead. I ain't have it far enough. I like to go ahead and hold the bill down. Just, I don't know why. It's just like a personal preference of mine. But we're going to go ahead and press it again. And this time I'm going to press it for about 10 seconds. So I'm going to stop it at 5. I don't know if it's something behind me. Something keep coming on the camera. Oh, it's my tag. Watch out. I'm trying to figure out what's flying on my neck, and it's my tag, because I never tore it out. This is why tagless shirts are pretty good. All right, so we got it all pressed in. Even if you look in the inside of this bad boy, you can see the ridge. That bad boy is in and on here, okay? Now, I'm going to show you something else that I do. When you're doing vinyl, this is something that you're going to want to do when you're pressing hats with vinyl. So, I sometimes, depending on the hat, and you got to play with it because I got a bunch of different hats that I use. I usually leave this in here. Sometimes I don't, depending on what hat I'm using, like I said. But also, you can flip up this bill, and this bill here can affect sometimes your vinyl, depending on the hat. Again, I'm gonna keep saying that. Depending on what you use, you gotta figure it out, but I just wanted to walk you through this one. So I like to flip this out, so now I get a smoother surface rather than having basically what I would call a seam, the same way you would as a clothing, some of your clothing stuff. You get a seam right there. So instead of having that seam, you can flip up the inside of the bill and place that bill around the edge so it hangs off right here so it's not on it, okay? And we're gonna go ahead and pop our cap here. Let's get it around our mechanism. There we go. So now I have an even smoother surface than what I used to have with the last hat, definitely, okay? And I'm gonna reposition it slightly so my seam is straight. And now look how flat that bad boy is this time versus what I did the last time where I just dropped the hat on there. It's super flat now, okay? And I'm gonna position my transfer here. Trying to make sure I got it right where I need it to be. Boom. And we're gonna press it for the 15 seconds. Automatic timer starts. So while we get this, hey, let me know what you guys think about this hat now in the comments below. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. I do stuff like this all the time. And yes, I mean all the time, okay? Take off our heat transfer tape. And now this piece is trash because this is all I'm doing right now. And again, if you look inside, you can kind of see some of the imprints from the patch that is there. All right, this was a little linty, but we got our dad hats ready to rock. Oh, gotta move this thing. We got our dad hats ready to rock and ready to go. All right, so I told you guys about the last hat. I forgot to bring up this one, and I just wanted to share with you guys. This is my favorite dad hat brand, which is pretty much Adams. I believe this is the LP 104, but I'll put it down in the description to the correct model. So let's go ahead and close this video out with my final thoughts. And also, don't forget to stay tuned to the end. I'm going to tell you about these heat press patches right after the outro. So you guys want to know what my final thoughts on this bad boy. This thing is a beauty. Again, I'm going to reiterate this. I personally prefer not to go all-in-one presses. It's just too many moving parts, and if something goes wrong, it's just like, how do you diagnose that problem? And hopefully when that problem happens, you're still in warranty that you can just get it fixed. But having a press dedicated to a job, you kind of like can focus a little bit more, right? So let's say I had to do the all-in-one press, or I had to flip between, you know, you still have to wait time to swap it out. I don't recommend hot swapping like I did in one of my videos before where I hot swapped some things. Not really recommended, but in order to save myself some time and to do the video, I did hot swap. But I really like to buy dedicated presses, and if I had to buy a heat press, this would probably be the one that I buy. If I had to buy a hat press, this definitely would be the one that I would purchase primarily. Again, I'm going to be doing some more reviews on different hat presses and stuff like that for you guys, but this would be my first entry-level cap press. That would be my go-to press. It's priced reasonably. You can click the link down in the description to my affiliate link if you want to pick up one of these bad boys, and you can also see the price there. But the only thing up from here would be the Hottronics hat press, and that comes with different lower platens, which can be useful depending on what kind of hats you're pressing. Some of the different hats have different size print areas, I would say, and being able to swap these bad boys out is a useful thing. You can find the right cap size lower platen to kind of get the job done a little bit easier. So if I had to rate this thing, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5, man. You see how easy it was for me to use. Unlike the motion, if you watch the Black Series cap and label press, that swing away motion that you have, it's a lot easier just to be able to just close it. You know what I mean? So I definitely appreciate this press, and it's going to be my go-to press from here on out. But stay tuned. If you haven't already, like I said, subscribe. I'll have more cap presses and more heat presses, period, reviews coming for you guys. I just want to make sure you guys know exactly what you guys are purchasing. This has been your boy Stan Banks reviewing the Signature Series Cap Press. Peace. Okay, I showed you guys how to use heat transfer patches on hats. And a lot of you guys are going to want to ask me where I got my patches from and how can you get some. And this portion of the video is where I tell you the answer to that question. See, I've been using heat press patches, and this is like a prototype for my gourmet line. This is one of my partners. It's very, very popular in my area. He has the whole city wearing these bad boys. This is a Thoroughthreads patch. This is a patch I did in tribute to Nipsey Hussle. If you've seen that video that I did with E over at Garment Creations, while that was available for you guys to watch, I designed this in memory of him. I got my Peace, Love, and Money patch. I have my old gourmet patch. And then I have this YBG patch. I've been using patches for quite some time. So this is something that I am working very, very hard to bring you guys. And something that I'm working called T-Shirt Side Hustle Warehouse, which is called TSH Warehouse, which is where I'll ship different blanks, select blanks. I'm not going to be just like the big boys where they got every blank that you... I'm going to give you guys exactly what you need as far as the basic blanks, as well as plastoid transfers. I'm only starting with one color. I'm only one person. It's only so much I can do. And then the last thing that I'll be adding is these heat transfer patches, chenille patches, or embroidery patches like you see here on the hat. You can kind of see the difference if I come up close. That's a chenille patch, has a little bit of raised texture. And then this is an embroidery patch, which is just regular embroidery. And the good thing about this versus embroidery is when you use patches, it's just like plastoid transfers. You're not tied down. I could take this patch and I could have pressed it on the shirt, on the left chest. I could press it on the jacket. I could press it on the hat. I could press it on whatever it is, whatever material that I want to, and not be tied down to a garment. So now, you know, if I buy 50 patches, I can use those as I need them rather than just trying to print up 50 embroidered shirts and then being stuck with that one product that I actually had embroidered. Now, the thing about these patches is you're going to want to order them in large quantities. If you order one or two, it's going to be 20, 25 bucks. If it's under a dozen, you know, you don't really get a good price break to get these bad boys down to $6 or $5 until you get to 50. And obviously, it's going to depend on size. Generally, I would like to say there's a small size, like a left chest, or a hat size, and then there's like a 12-inch size, which would be a full chest, and then you can do like an 8 or 11-inch or 8 to 9-inch kids version, similar to something like this. This would be like what I would consider like a woman's or kids version of the patch. All right, so make sure you go over to Instagram right now, follow TSH Warehouse. I'm expecting to launch this bad boy next month. The website is under development. Everything's starting to get the ball rolling here. All right, and then my plans for that is to just bring you guys to be the people's supplier, right? What I mean by the people's supplier is just to be, give you everything you need. No fluff, no gimmicks, no all of this stuff that you have to choose from. I may end up carrying vinyl. I'm not 100% sure yet, but this is, I want to simplify the industry for people starting out of their home. If you're asking a lot where you get your shirts, where I get my shirts, this will be the place for you guys to go. It'll be in competition with places like Jiffy Shirt and some of the other wholesale sites where you don't have to have a business license to purchase. Now, the thing about this is if you have a business license, yes, you save money. But when you're starting out, you don't want to always go jump and get a business license until you learn the craft. But obviously, some states are different than others. You know, there's a threshold, maybe $600 where you have to report it. But to save a buck, it's not worth the actual headache that you need to actually start go ahead and get a business license, get a tax ID, and you're not really making money at that point. To save a buck, you know, it's just, in my opinion, it's not worth it. I would prefer to stay a hobbyist as long as I can, and then when the time presents itself and I say, hey, you know, I'm making a significant amount of money to go ahead and then get a business license, then you can open up accounts with places like Alpha Broder, with Sandmar, with SNS Activewear, I think it's called, or my favorite, which happens to be TSC Apparel. So just something that I'm working on for you guys. Stay tuned for that. Make sure you go over on Instagram and follow TSH Warehouse. I got some dope stuff coming if it's not available when you're watching this already. Starting with the logo competition for the company. and we're gonna be rolling this bad boy out here soon. Okay, so I'm gonna close this out again. This is your boy Stan Banks. Peace.